Hello, and welcome back to Kangacraft. I was about to hop on today and check out some of my villages to get some more books, etc. But when I logged on, I was horrified to learn that many of them have indeed been zombified. I have no idea how this happened. I'm not sure if I was pranked or if this guy's also escaped somehow. Okay, maybe what's happened here is this guy's escaped somehow. He's jumped up on top of here and escaped and zombified all my villagers. Then he's run off somewhere. That's my working theory so far, but all I can do now is re-weaken these guys and apply some golden apples. Well, I'm all out of golden apples actually, but I've already started to turn these guys back into normal villagers. This is quite painful. I don't know how this happened or how these guys got turned into zombies, except for my working theory. But I'll just have to keep on maintaining these guys and keeping them protected from the horrors at nighttime. Annoyingly. There's no way zombies could have got in through here, right? Surely not. It's a mystery. I'll need to capture another zombie into here as well. How annoying. So I've been away from the server for a few days. I've been away from my computer, and a lot of weird things have been happening now that I'm back. My lamps are off. My villagers are all zombies. I don't know what's going on. Seems like no one's been touching my crops though. That's good. Today's episode, I want to start on my iceberg for my base here in the middle, and that will mean I'll need to collect a lot of ice, and I think I want more packed ice than normal ice, mostly because it's a bit easy to get, and normal ice can be a bit painful to maintain in a build, especially if I'm going to have lighting there. And hang on a minute, what on earth is this? This wasn't here last time I was on. It appears to be some sort of igloo in the space that I was going to build in. This isn't in the way, but I'll have to find out who's done this in case they were also planning to build here. But let's just start on my area. Alright, well I'm going to need a hell of a lot of ice to create my big iceberg, but I don't want to go around griefing all the nice natural icebergs that we have in this area, because they're not renewable and you can't exactly grow icebergs back. So I want to create myself an automatic farmable ice farm. And there's an old tutorial from 2015 that I'm following. It's going to place it in this area, and what it will do is it'll push pistons from the flowing water to make a big ice cube in this area here. And when it's done, I can come along and mine down the ice cube and set it to go again and make another big ice cube. So I'm going to start working on that right now and get myself a nice big ice cube. And there we have it. The Ice Cubomator 3000 has been completed. A very cool sort of design. You just got all these pistons going with the minecart underneath as he's going along. The detector rails push him up. Some wizardry, that's for sure. These guys push him out, and eventually all these ice here will form one big cube that will just sit in this area, ready for me to mine. But for now, all I'll need to do is just sit back, watch, and turn off this annoying piston sound. Now let's go AFK for an hour or so and see how much ice this bad boy can get us. Alrighty, so I've been AFK for a fair amount of time. Now let's see. Okay, this looks pretty huge. Oh yep, he's been formed pretty much all the way except for this little bit here. I'm sure if I sat for a little bit longer it would have solidified. And before I went AFK, I also added this line of obsidian, and this is to stop the ice from being pushed all the way over here and not getting pushed up by any pistons. So let's get to the top of this cube, and let's try to collect as much ice as we can on our person. And I do have some shulker boxes over there, so I'll put as much as I can into the shulker. Alright, she's come down. Now I just need to get some more shulker boxes so I can and it looks like this line has been broken somehow. I think the minecart stopped. Yeah, it has. Keep on going, bro. There we go. Just gonna go grab my shulker boxes so I can store all this ice. Now that I've got a lot of ice, packed ice and normal ice, I believe now it's time for me to start building this ice cube. And I think this is a large enough space just for a pure sort of entry area to the main base. Maybe a big sort of icy throne here in the middle or something of that sort. And then I will plan to build extra little icicles or icebergs around this area for other means. So maybe an enchanting icicle there, and maybe a farm icicle there, and other bits and pieces that I will come across a door here in the main area and walk over to the next thing and enter the next ice. I think this is a fairly unique base idea, and I think we should start getting working on it. And by the way, my friend on the server has built his little secret fishing spot. So I guess he sits here and fishes. So we won't get in the way of this area, but all this area out here I have trademarked. And looks like Daisy has brought me a string. Thanks, Daisy. Good deal. So let's start making this iceberg. Alrighty, I've got the basic shape that I want to go with. And honestly, it's not going to be too much of a fuss with the different dips and curves and whatnot of the iceberg, because it's going to be a very jagged looking structure with all bits and pieces coming out of it with snow on the top. And I'm really just looking at real life icebergs and see how they look in real life, and also taking inspiration from these Minecraft ones, as they both really do show the jaggedness and the organic nature that these icebergs have. So this one, for example, doesn't have a pure central peak. It has one off to the side, and that's sort of what I want to go with, because the main peaks that I did with mine will sort of end up to here, and then I'll have like another one coming out on the side, and maybe another one onto the side, and this will create a bit more of a different shape and organic feel to this instead of being a man-made build. But it is going to be fairly huge, and it's going to use a hell of a lot of ice. I use like 3 or 4 stacks just to put these bits up, so I'm going to need a lot more shulker boxes and a lot more ice to do this. But I think I want to fill it out as much as I can today, and then maybe next episode we'll go grab some shulker boxes from the end, and get a hell of a lot more ice, mine my ice farm over there, and go tear down some icebergs and get as much of this up as possible. Another note that I want to say is I want to put more of the normal see-through ice at the top of this, and then sort of gradient the packed ice up to the see-through ice, and then up to the snow at the very top, just to create a bit more of a gradient, and it draws your eyes up to the top instead of just having one flat sort of color on the entire build. But enough about that. Let's get this thing filled up as much as I can with all of the ice that I have here. So I'm going to guess probably only one axis is going to be able to fill it up. So let's just try work on this side now, and let's run the time lapse and get a bit of this done. And there we go, one side has been done. It is very flat and quite jagged, and the height I'm very happy with. This is what I want. I have a nice big open sort of cavern to look into, but the exterior will definitely need a bit of work. A few things I'm not happy with. First of all, the connection to the ground seems a bit man-made and flat, like these surfaces here are very repetitive. And as I got up, I realized that that was a problem, so I started to make it a bit more organic looking, but I've ended up with some holes and some blocks that are out of place a bit, but that can always be fixed up. And from a bit of a distance, it still has that same shape about it, which I like, but it will need more features to make it fit in more as an iceberg. For example, do another spike here, a flat surface here, because looking at these other icebergs in the area, they have big flat edges like this, more sort of repetitive patterns rather than this randomness that I'm going with. So I'll probably shear off some of these little blocks that are sitting by themselves on the outside, make these areas a bit more suited to how an iceberg would actually look. However, I am liking the shape and the direction that this is going. This looks great. This doesn't look like a man-made build thing, and this definitely looks like it could be part of a mod pack. And when I fix up these small little problems that it has with it, it'll look more like an iceberg and less like a big... It's almost look rocky instead of icy, because with the ice ones, they have much more larger flat surfaces of sort of frozen ice building up to the snow, such as this and that area there, instead of having a very much more of a smooth look. And the smooth look, I feel, will suit much more of a stony structure made of pure stone. This would look good, but since it's ice, it needs more flat surfaces that look like it's a shaven piece of ice. And I will improve it with each face that I do, and the advantage of having such a big build is that you have plenty of time to look back over and improve, keep on working on it until you're happy. But this is all I have time for this episode. This is a bit of a shorter episode, I know, but I ran into a bit of problems with recording this week, so this is all that we have time for. I will continue to collect ice off screen, then we will start rebuilding this, and next episode we'll go to the end, get some more shulker boxes, and maybe collect some more elytras to sell. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.